A Florida Barbecue Association sanctioned event is scheduled to take place on the shores of Lake Wales and Lake Wales in early December. The event is open to the public and will have barbecue, local and nationally recognized live music, the Florida Tastemakers Marketplace, children's entertainment, just to name a few. All the details are coming up on Polk Place. Hello and welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host today, Dion Spires. In the studio today we have Reed Hardman and Leanne Wynn from the Rotary Club of Lake Wales for the Orange Blossom Revue. How are you guys doing today?
Great, thanks. Good morning.
Excellent to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
So let's start off by talking a little bit about your organization, and then we'll get to the event in just a few minutes. But tell me, who are the Lake Wales Rotary Club and what do you guys do?
Rotary Club has been in Lake Wales almost as long as there's been a Lake Wales. And this kind of came about because I co-chaired the Rotary Barbecue for several years, and we decided that instead of cooking barbecue, we ought to really bring in some professionals and blow the event up big and do a barbecue competition. So it's a Rotary event, but we've kind of gotten out of the cooking business and just decided to sanction a barbecue competition in Lake Wales. So it's ultimately a benefit for Rotary, which supports a lot of other local organizations, so it is a fundraiser and a charity. But really, it's just a way to sort of showcase Lake Wales.
And this isn't the first time that you guys are doing it, right?
This is the second year. Last year was our inaugural event, and we intend to make it an annual event every December. How
was last year? What was the response from the public?
It's funny, I think the response was largely sort of everyone kind of thought that this was exactly the way it should be. Once it was there and in place, everyone said, "Oh, yeah, well, this is exactly what we needed." And you know, Lake Wales has got lots of other events. Pioneer Days was just this past weekend. There's an art show. There's now a jazz fest. Bach Tower's got its own thing, which is fantastic. But we really needed something different. And that venue you just can't beat. Nowhere else has a venue quite like being right there in the lake with the breeze and the live oak trees, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah, and everyone loves a good barbecue festival, right?
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with food. So what kind of other aspects aside from the food, because there's a lot more to the event, what other entertainment or things for people to do are you providing? Yeah,
well, the music is a big part of it. So the barbecue competition is sort of where it all started, but we really wanted to expand that a little bit, and so we've got a marketplace that's there, and that's meant to sort of showcase local talent and for them to come and sell their goods. And then we also have a stage where there'll be music constantly through the weekend, all day Saturday and Sunday.
And who are some of the acts that you guys are having at the event?
We're really excited that this year there's going to be even more bands on the stage. It's a lot of folksy bands with some blues and jazz mixed in. So we've got Brian Sutherland Band, they're from Lakeland. Ben Prestige, everyone really, that's a name that a lot of people recognize. Sticky Steve and the Pollinators, they're from Lake Wales, but they are very well known around there. Laney Jones and the Spirit is from the North Orlando area. And another great local band is Hubo Bentley and them Crooked Fools. So they're a Lake Wales, Crooked Lake favorite. And there's really going to be two stages. So there's going to be the main stage where all these bands are constantly throughout the 2 days. Then we've got a side stage where some side entertainment's going to be going on, some workshops where the bands will, when they're done playing, go over and kind of work with the kids and do some dancing and some work with the kids.
Excellent. So there's some fun for the whole family there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you mentioned that this is essentially a charity. What are some of the organizations that you're trying to raise money for?
Well, the primary one is Rotary. Another one is Wild Game Food Bank. Leanne mentioned a second stage. That's something we didn't have last year. And we're trying this year to bring some awareness to something called Sandy's Music Girls. They're going to be sort of the main event at that tent, that second stage. And Sandy's Music Girls was started in memory of Sandy Morrison, who died last year, and she was a musician. and the organization really was set up in her memory. They provide scholarships to get young girls playing music. And so that's really sort of that was the idea behind creating the second stage of this tent, where the dancing and the acoustic music will be. And we'll get the kids down front with some of the musicians. As they come off stage, they've agreed to come over, kind of break it down, unplug, do some acoustic stuff like Leanne was saying, and really just spend time with the kids to sort of inspire them. And it's not just for girls, that's for boys too, but that's really what Sandy's Music Girls is all about.
That sounds like a lot of fun for the kids, definitely, and a great way to raise awareness of that organization there.
Yeah, and I'll point out that kids under 18 get into the event free.
Oh, okay.
For the whole weekend.
That's awesome. Now, what is the fee if you're over 18?
It's only a $5 for the weekend pass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so for Saturday and Sunday, it's December 5th and 6th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. And so $5 for the whole weekend.
Now, what does that weekend pass include? What does that entail for the people who are coming in?
That is access to go around to all the barbecue. Most of them will have a vending station there, so there's going to be a lot of great food, craft beers. Like he said, a lot of them were brewed in Polk County. A lot of artisans from outside of the county, too, bring their handmade wares to sell there. And then, obviously, all the music bands both days.
That's a lot of stuff for $5.
I know.
Yeah. We'll add also on Sunday afternoon, we've got the Cypress Garden ski team coming in to Lake Wales, so they'll be right there. As we said, the venue is right on the water, and it's the perfect viewing venue for the Cypress Garden ski team to come over.
Definitely. Now, going back to your nonprofits for just a second, how did you go about selecting or getting involved with those particular organizations?
Well, as I said, this has always been a Rotary event. We grew out of Rotary. We're always been that was always in the center of things for me, and when we started this. And so Rotary, in this sense, is sort of a conduit for other organizations. The Rotary, the board decides where the charities go to, and any money we raise will be distributed sort of at their discretion. Another one is Wild Game Food Bank. The girl that runs that, Caitlin, was with us last year, and she's involved, and that's another organization that basically takes game that's been donated from hunters, and they process that and I think feed the homeless, essentially. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of a real unique aspect. So yeah, that's part of it too.
Very cool. Now, with the event, as far as your barbecuers go, how did they get selected, or how did they get involved with the event?
Well, it was open last year, I think, to anybody. This year we've been maybe a little more selective in going out, and we're aware now a little more of teams at different events and people that do well, and so we've tried to reach out and get the best of the best and bring them in. There's two divisions. There's a pro and a backyard. So backyard, anybody can sign up. The prize money is not that big, but that's really more about kind of just getting your feet wet, and if you got some hometown guys that want to come out and cook and have some fun, and that tends to be more the backyard scene. The pros come in from all over, and we're not the only event around by any stretch. The FBA reaches far and wide throughout Florida, so we'll get a lot of great barbecuers that come in, and they're very serious about cooking. And so I think we'll have probably somewhere around 50 teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Last year we had around 40 teams between the professional and the backyard, and there's 4 cooking competitions, so they've got pork ribs, pork butt, brisket, and
chicken.
Yeah, and chicken competition.
And who decides who wins that? Is that based on the public that's coming out, or are there judges specified for each of those? There
will be a people's choice, but largely because it's an FBA sanctioned event, they have FBA judges. So you have to be a certified judge, and it was surprising to me. They stand in line to come and judge these events. I guess they like to eat good barbecue.
Yeah.
But the judges come in from out of town just like the teams do, and they'll be there the whole weekend, and so they supply just a small amount of barbecue, and they go to the judges' tent, and it's all legit and very detailed, and they're very serious.
And it's also a Jack Daniel's qualifying event as well. That's a really prestigious Jack Daniel's barbecue competition that you go to regionally, usually in Tennessee or something like that. So this is a qualifying event as well.
And what does that mean exactly, that it's a qualifying event? How does that
It's a whole different way. There's the Florida Barbecue Association for Florida, then there's also this Jack Daniel's Barbecue Association, and you have to be a particular, you've got to hit certain qualifications to send your winner on to qualify for that event.
Wow, so you guys have a good one then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Cool. Now, if someone wants to get involved with the event still and they maybe are not one of your barbecuers or something, is there any volunteer opportunity, or can they still get involved with the backyard category or anything like that?
Lots of volunteer opportunities. I failed to mention we've got lots of smaller groups that are coming in along with Rotary to come and volunteer. So we've got like one of the Mardi Gras crews, the crew that Wales built is coming in. They're supplying a lot of hands-on help. We've got 2 classes, I think, from the Lake Wales High School as well as the Band Association. So you could say in a way this is a benefit for the high school. And so there's lots of little groups that are coming in and trying to make themselves available as part of the big picture. So that's really good. It's we've got a lot more support. Last year I think we probably didn't have quite the staff volunteer-wise that we needed, and that was just first year not knowing kind of what you had to do. So we're a lot more prepared, a lot more organized this year.
And when we had close to 5,000 attend the very first year, we know this second year, as the word got out, more people will attend. So we're expecting to have, a lot more, over 5,000.
Great. Now, if someone wants to get involved and wants to volunteer, who do they get in touch with to do that?
Best place to go is to the website, which is orangeblosombbq.com. It's got all the information there. There's opportunities there for sponsorship, and we do have a lot of sponsors, too many to name, but please go to the website and check them out. But there's also information there about how to volunteer, and there'll be some contact phone numbers on there.
And we have a few spaces left in the marketplace, which is where the tastemakers can go to show their wares and their handmade goods. So you can also go to the website and find more information to sign up.
It's been great having you guys in the studio. Thank you so much for coming out to talk about the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to getting out there myself and hoping to try some good food.
Please do.
Great.
The Orange Blossom Revue will take place on the shores of Lake Wales in Lake Wales, December 5th and 6th. The Barbecue Revue is a Florida Barbecue Association sanctioned affair and Jack Daniel's qualifying event. Hosted by the Lake Wales Rotary Club and partner organizations, proceeds benefit local nonprofit organizations including Wild Game Food Bank, Lake Wales High School, and other local charities and not-for-profits. Hours are Saturday 11 a.m. through 10 p.m. and Sunday 11 a.m. through 5 p.m. Admission is $5 for a weekend pass, and if you're 18 years or under, it's free. Some of the best barbecue, local and nationally recognized live music, the Florida Tastemakers Marketplace, and children's entertainment are just some of the attractions. For more information, check them out on the web at www.orangeblosombbq.com or give them a call at 863-845-6562.